Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you getting into my July budget. This is really cool. I use stickers for my budgeting, and this is the last month I have these particular stickers. I don't know what the months ahead are going to look like. I think I'm just going to use my leftover stickers. So they're going to be a hodgepodge of different colors, and I just want to use them up. So that is where I'm going in the future. But these were, Planner Kate stickers. And this is in her shop with the Wildflower Color Collection. They're Build-Do stickers. And I actually use the Build-Do stickers as well as what my income is. So the month of July, 4th of July, all the activities, all the fun, and the bills that we have to pay. I want to make sure I have enough money coming in to cover all the money that's going out. And lately, I've got my budget narrowed down to that exact number within $20. So yeah, my buffer in the checking account is not very much. This is a monthly budget how-to, and this is how we run our budgets on twice a month paychecks, first of the month and the 15th of the month. So everything's pretty much set. It's wash, rinse, and repeat. And basically, it's basically the same routine over and over again. What fluctuates is any of the bills, whether we keep something or take something away, or there was an increase or a decrease in something. So one thing I do know I want to change on here, and I'm just going to kind of do this really quick. I use erasable Frixion pens, gel pens, and they work beautifully. I love them, so I can change things. I'm going to bring my Spectrum bill back to $171. Last month it was $149, and I finally got an explanation why it dropped, and it had to do with the DVR and how people were having problems with their DVR. I don't use my DVR regularly. It comes with what the package we have. I didn't have a choice. If I wanted a cheaper package, it still came with it. So this is cable or internet phone, and we're deciding whether in the fall we want to keep cable internet phone or if we just want to go internet only. And I'm thinking we might want to go internet only, but it just depends on how my husband feels about sports and the teams and what he wants to watch. So yeah, that's basically it. So we'll see. If we do internet only, I think that'd be really good with the budget, and it'll free up some money for the budget. As you can see here, I have everything down that we pay that comes out of this checking account. This is reflective of my checking account in bills only and what the income is coming in. So on the first of every month, we have military retirement check, VA disability, rent, and the first salary check of the month. Now, my husband's first salary check is the last day of the month, which he will probably get it. It's the last day of the month was Sunday. Let me look at June here, and then he'll probably get it here, but I'm going to hold it until the first of the next month. I'm not going to count that money as income for June. I want to count it for July and use it for July, because that's how the rhythm of our income and our bills are being set up right now, which is a great, explanation of budgeting. It gives you the opportunity to think things through when money hits the account and to know whether it's available for use or not. It really does help keep you from overspending or not having enough in your account and going negative, or having insufficient funds and things like that, and you don't have the extra fees and all the extra problems. You don't want that. And knowing that is definitely helpful going into the next month's budget. That end of the month check is actually considered for us the first of the month check, and then my husband gets another paycheck on the 15th of every month. Depending on weekends and holidays, he may get it earlier. It's almost just like military. It's been a while, but my husband retired from the Navy. But this is what we had for over 20 years before he got out. So we're very familiar with it. It's just hard to get back in that groove again. All right, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. If I didn't say that before, I'm so excited to have you here. If this is your first budget, this is a how-to budget. Now, your pay stream may come a little bit different. You may get paid part in one month and you have to use that money into the next month. Just use your calendars to make sure you're tracking what budget goes where and what paycheck pays for what. Whether it's within the same calendar month or not, that's irrelevant. Calendar months are only really good if you start the first of every month. If you don't, because the way your paycheck falls, then you're going to have to use a little bit of one calendar and another, and that's okay too. Just a little effort, but it's okay. So how do you do a budget? You write down all your expenses. You budget high for all your expenses and low for your income. That way, if you get more income, it's easier on the budget and you aren't scrambling to find money. And if you budget high on this end for the things you need to pay for, then you know you have enough to cover it if these two numbers work out. So let's go ahead and turn to our monthly budget sheet. I have that over here. This is where I do all the math to make sure all the income covers what we believe is going to be the income. The budgeted amount for or estimated amount for the income is going to cover the estimated amount of bills and expenses for this month. Okay, so now I am ready to do my monthly budget and run the numbers here. I am going to have to flip or kind of bend the page here a little bit for the totals for my deposits, because I don't have those in front of me, but I do have all this other stuff in front of me. I have listed all my expenses here. It takes about 2 columns, so you know, a lot of bills and spending categories that I go through every month. But this is how I budget, and this is how you can budget. You just need to know the lowest amount of income you know or is almost guaranteed to come in, and the highest amount of bills that you will be spending, including your variable spending. The best way to get that information is take your bank statements where you do your spending. If you have multiple accounts, you're going to have to go through all multiple accounts. I recommend one checking account, one savings account per husband and wife couple, where everything comes in and everything can go out, and or have additional accounts like high yield savings or a money market account, things like that. But for the most part, just one place everything comes in and one place everything goes out, and commingle all the money together and work as a team to accelerate any kind of debt payoff or savings that you want to do for your family. And doing a monthly budget is the first step of doing that. Now, we are consumer debt free in our family. The only debt we have is the house, and I do accelerate my mortgage payoff with an extra principal only payment. I will be doing a Mortgage Monday video here very soon next week, so you will be seeing that, but this is just the monthly setup, so I can kind of have things ready to go. So I did write my scripture down here for this month, and I was looking around trying to think of what would be a good scripture, and I was going through a few things that, and I typically like to write something that's in generosity or money, like kind of revolving around money. And there are thousands of scriptures that talk about money. There's definitely over 500 that are specific about how to spend and what to spend, things like that. So, and how to save and the importance of it, and what is a faith channel in the sense that I do talk about my faith in my budget when it comes to what we tithe and give and offerings, as well as I bring a scripture in every month. So that's what I'm doing here. And I did write my prayer. I didn't decorate down here. I normally do, but just didn't have time for that today. I'll probably decorate it later when I have some more time, but that's okay. So the scripture here is 2 Corinthians 9:6. I use the Christian Standard Bible version, CSB, and the verse says here, the point is to this: the person who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and the person who sows generously will also reap generously. And so this verse here was a letter by Paul that was given to the Corinthians. Basically, Paul was trying to really engage the community on being committed and being committed with a cheerful heart. So whether you're paying your bills, or whether you are giving to an organization, or whether you're whatever it is you're doing, when you're giving and you're giving with a cheerful heart, even though money may be tight or you wish other things could be possible, with that attitude, you are reaping what you sow, basically. So if you're having a negative attitude about it, you're going to reap a negative attitude with it. If you are sowing a positive attitude or a positive heart or a giving perspective that is aligned in the best way possible, then you're going to feel good about that, and you are going to be positive about that, and it's going to open up more doors, because it's hard to really be in a situation where somebody's negative and all the time, and when we're doing our budgeting and always complaining, to see anything positive or good come out of it. So it's just one of those mental mind and heart alignments that can help motivate you to keep moving forward, even be content in the area you are. I am struggling with contentment right now, because every penny that comes in is every penny going out, and there's no wiggle room for savings. And for many years we had plenty of wiggle room to save, to spend, to do whatever we wanted. So I do know change is coming, and I know there are future raises that are coming. I just, without knowing what they are, it's hard to imagine. So I can't imagine it. And so I have to imagine what I have right in front of me. And that makes me a little sad, but I will get through this, and I will be content, and I will be happy. So generosity into this. So I love to give. It does bring me a lot of joy to do that. And you'll see that reflected in my budget. So let's go ahead and get into the monthly budget. Okay, monthly budget, military retirement. So my husband's military retirement, I meant to turn that page, didn't I? Here we go. There we go. So we are starting this month. Military retirement, VA disability, and rent never change. Once the new year starts and the adjustments made for the cost of living, it stays the same throughout the year until the end of the year. So we have $1,898.12. VA disability is $2,428.91. These are both my husband's retired military, and then compensation for disability. And then rent, $803 from our son, who gets SSI. And then average salary right now, it can go up or down just a little bit, but right now he's averaging $1,315, and I put 0 cents until I know exactly how much he's getting, paycheck to paycheck. And again, he only gets paid two times in 1 month, so $1,315 again. I am not sure. I am not budgeting balance forward, which is whatever the closeout for the month of June is. I balance it forward to July, which I don't think I'm going to be doing. I sent any extra money that we had, put it in savings, unless I feel like I need to balance it forward or it's not worth sending to savings. I might just keep it in the checking account and let it build here before I send it over. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but we'll wait and see. I'm doing this before June closes out, so I don't know how much it's going to be yet anyway. So this is my lowest estimate income for our monthly budget. Now I can close my notebook, grab my calculator here. There we go. And total these numbers up. This is my standard number of how much income comes in right now every month. This is what we're looking for every month when we do our budget, and that is the $7,760.03. Now, I do have dividends here. It's just pennies. It's like 3 or 4 pennies. I don't include that with this number until I know what the actual is and it hits the bank account. So that'll be done later when the actuals are done. I don't have pending deposits yet, so I have to wait and see. So none of the actuals will be put in today. Okay, so our first tithing that we have, and these first two tithe the military retirement I have here at the top, and that's God's Outreach and PHC Pregnancy Help Center. God's Outreach is $95.06, and it's an outreach to help people with need. It's a food bank that helps people who need food and groceries and stuff like that. And then the Pregnancy Help Center is just that. Those who are pregnant and need help and are low income, they can come in and get resources and ultrasounds and things like that, and help with supplies and so on to take care of their baby and themselves. So that's good. And then the next thing I have here is the mortgage, which is $2,522.96. The actual amount is $550 less. I put automatically $550 in addition to our mortgage, and that those two numbers combined is this, to accelerate our mortgage payoff within 15 years of the mortgage. We have 14 years left. I think we've done over a year on that. So whenever December of 2038 is, that's when it's going to be paid off. So we're excited for that year. I don't want it to come too fast, though. I don't want to be 65 that fast. And that's the cool thing. We'll have our house paid off before we turn 65, or right as we turn 65, me and my husband. So we are very excited about that, to go into retirement without that unnecessary payment, because our house will be fully paid for. We're in our forever home. We're good to go. Spectrum, I'm bringing back up to 171. If you saw my last month's budget, it was 148 or 49, something like that, and some change. 171 was what it was the month before. This time I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to bring it up to 171 again, because I got an explanation with the DVR I was talking about, and they credited because of something that went wrong that I didn't even notice that happened, because I don't use my DVR, with the cable side of the internet cable and phone bill that we have right here. That's a combination of three things. So that's why it's 171. Amazon Music is my husband's music for streaming, $10.59. Paramount Plus is $6.99. And then our first tithe for the salary check here is $68.18, and that is based on the salary check. And we also pay the fees for processing that online. It does cost fees to do that, and yeah, so that's what I have there. And then sinking funds. So this month's sinking funds, I'm looking at my notes, I'm trying to find the number. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, so in the past, I separated sinking funds and Roth. They were two different line items on here. This time around, Roth is going to be including in the sinking funds, because my Roth savings that I've been doing before I transfer it to the Roth account, I've been saving it up into my money market account. Now I've already done the closeout for this. This is June's sinking funds and savings tracker. This is July's sinking funds and savings tracker. I moved over the money market, the money market, home fund, car fund, Roth IRA, and these dividends. I'm moving all these over here to the sinking funds. So now I have that over here, and it brought my sinking funds up to over $500, because 100 of it for the next, until December of this year, will go build up one more $1,000 on top of the $7,000 I already have put into my Roth IRA this year, because I turned 50 this year. I could do $8,000 instead of just $7,000. So that's pretty awesome. So that is my goal, is to get this all settled. And so that raised my sinking funds up even more, which is fine, because I was just combining two line items together here, and that I didn't mind at all. It gave me one extra line to work with, and that gives me $547.56 is what we are putting in sinking funds this month, based on what my closeout was for last month. Now, Greater Europe Mission, or GEM, here is another tithing for the VA disability. We give $256.75 for a specific family of missionaries. We're friends with them. We love them. We've had such a great time with them in this missionary journey, and love supporting them in that. So that's what we have here. NutriSense. I have to take that out, because that's also, is that also a sinking fund? I have NutriSense. So instead of, let me do this. I'm going to erase my, as you can see, I've done a lot of erasing because I've had to change some things. I'm going to take NutriSense out. I wrote this ahead of time. I normally pulled it from the checking account, but I've had to use my savings account for it. So what I did, the savings and my money market account, and you'll see in my sinking funds video when I get to do that setup, electric. The changes I made there included my NutriSense, which is the sensor monitor on my arm for glucose. For my diabetes, I pay out of pocket because I'm not insulin dependent, and it's something I chose to do. So I went with NutriSense to do that, and it's $265 a month for 2 sensors. Every 14 days you change them out. And I will stop using that probably in September because I've learned a lot on it, and I think I can go without it for a while because I don't typically check my blood sugar on a regular basis with my fingertips, and I have petrified a needle, so even finger pricks, I just can't make myself do it. But I can get, my husband puts the sensor on me, so we can get that far, so we're good there. So yeah, that's just coming out of sinking funds, and when that charge hits, I'll just take it out of that savings account because I had to deplete one of my savings accounts pretty significantly in order to cover all the way to September because that's what I signed up for. Not December, September. All right, electric. I always budget $150 for electric, and then I make the adjustments to whether it's higher or lower throughout the month. Water is also budgeted at $50. It gives me a little extra buffer because normally it's $30 or $35 a month, so that's not too bad. HP ink is where I get my ink cartridges for my printer. It's $7.41 a month. We have YouTube Premium to take the commercials out of our YouTube watching. It's made a huge difference in the anxiety of my sons, so we are happy with that. They typically just watch YouTube, and that charge is $24.92. Then Geico, I'm going to write what we had last month in July. I think June. In July, it's a new cycle for us. So I don't know if they're going to raise the rates again or what. I have no idea. I hate insurance companies sometimes. So we are going to put $178.03 and then make adjustments as we go there. AT&T, that also changes frequently. I don't know why. Other than the fees, $285.61. We do have 2 phones on there. We would pay them off, but it's cheaper to pay it every month because we're getting an automatic discount as we're paying the monthly fee. It's dropped like $5 or $10. But if we pay it in full, we have to pay the whole price. It's a weird setup. I don't understand it. But they make us do that, so that's what we're doing. Tithe again. This is for the second salary check, which is $168.18. And then we have life insurance one, which I've had for our entire family for years and years and years in the early 2000s. $87.56. And then my oldest son, Justin, aged out of the family insurance, and I bought him his own, and I pay for it. So $33.16. And then USCCA is my husband's bill, so that's $39.17. Apple.com is our my storage, $2.99. Discovery Plus is $8.99. And then Vivint is our home security system, and that is $65.82. Okay, so these are my spending categories that I use every month to protect us from hopefully overspending for the month with the cash that's left over in the budget. So I try to budget about $2,800 for all 5 spending categories. Unbudgeted is just a placeholder if I use the buffer checking account. I don't have a buffer right now. There's very little money left over, and you'll see that in just a minute, but we're going to go ahead and go with what I have. and I'm trying to figure out how I did it. So I do know, okay, I found my numbers. So I budget high for these categories and hope not to spend all of this month, but we'll have to wait and see. It is 4th of July holiday. It is family. My family's moving to the area this at the end of June, and July will be our first month together here, so that's going to be interesting. So I'm not sure what our spending is going to look like, but grocery household, anything you buy in a grocery store, whether it's cleaning supplies or food or whatever, it's $1,600 for the entire month. It's a lot of money, but I'm making sure I have a lot for 4 adults, and that's divided by 4. That's $400 per person for the entire month, and that should cover everything that any of us need, and cook for the entire family. We put all our money together, and then we use it to spend on the things we want and what we need. Restaurants for this month, I am looking at $600. Again, I'm not sure what our eating out is going to look like. It's been high in the past couple of months because of travel and things, but we'll see how it works out this month as we learn to have new family dynamic. My parents moved to the area, and I haven't lived in the same state with them since I was 21 years old, so it's been a long time. $300 is going to be our miscellaneous. I have dropped it over the past year with the new budget and things like that. It used to be $600, now it's $300. We've been not frivolously spending out of that as much. Gas is going to be $200. We shouldn't be traveling much. And then copay, I dropped down. I usually do $100, but I'm doing $75 for this. We don't need $100, and we don't have any scheduled doctor's appointments this month, and that's way more than what we need for prescriptions. So yeah, I don't really know if we're going to need all that, but I like having that cushion in there. And unbudgeted is always 0. So now we get to find out the totals. I'm going to go ahead and total this column and then this column and then together, and then we're going to subtract or take our income and subtract those totals together. So I will be right back. Okay, so I have all these numbers now. I need to get these numbers. I want to total these numbers at the bottom and see if they match my notes I have here. So I have $4,277.45 here, and then I have $3,466.48 here. So does that match my notes? $7,743.93. It does. Yay. All right. So that's how close we are in our budget. So if I take this number, $7,760.3 there we go, minus the $4,277.45 and minus the $3,466.48. There we go. Oh, I didn't even hit the right numbers. Okay, $7,760.03 minus $4,277.45 and minus $3,466.48. Okay, that leaves me $16.10. I'm just going to get a sticky note and put that on there because I know that's going to change, but yeah. My buffer is $16.10. Not fun at all. These are hard to grab for me, so I like using my tweezers. Yeah, not much at all. That's all we got. That's just a little reminder. So that is my monthly budget. That is what's happening this month. I do know our numbers work and match close, and I do have something left over, even with the adjustments I made with copay and stuff that I know I didn't need that much this month. And I can change that month to month, especially when I know there's going to be a copay that's coming out for a doctor's appointment. Copay for me is doctor appointment or prescriptions. That's it. So other than that, my monthly budget looks good. I just got to make sure I pay attention to these spending categories and make sure I don't go over budget for the month. So that is what I'm doing here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
Wish that I could stay